All right, so 9.2, we talk about arithmetic series and sequences. So we start out with the arithmetic sequences here, and we find that arithmetic sequence whose consecutive terms have a common difference is called an arithmetic sequence. So that just means we have our terms, a sub 1, a sub 2, a sub 3, a sub 4, all the way to infinity, and that there is some number that's being added or subtracted from each to get to the next one. So one way to find this is if you take your second term, and you subtract the first term, or you take the third term minus the second, fourth term minus the third, etc. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a term minus the one in front of it to find that common difference. So here, let's find the common difference. So we could do this, we could pick any of them. First thing I tell you, it's an arithmetic sequence. So you know that there is a common difference. But if I didn't tell you and I just said for the sequence, find the common difference, you would need to check and make sure that each one of these had, in between each of these terms, was that common difference. So one way to find that common difference is, you said we could take our second term minus our first term. It also said we could take the third term minus the second. Could take the fourth term minus the third. We could take the fifth term minus the fourth. You could take any term minus the number in front of it. No matter which one of these I work, I end up with D is equal to 3. So these have a common difference of 3. And on this one, it's easy. We can see it. How do you get from 5 to 8? You add 3. 8 to 11? You add 3. 11 to 14? You add 3. So we can see that common difference there. Now on B, same thing, we're looking for the common difference. So it could be my first term minus, my second term minus my first term. Could be the third term minus the second. The fourth term minus the, the third. Or we could do our fifth term minus our fourth term. Now be careful on that one because that has that minus a negative, which remember is a plus. But just like before, it doesn't matter which of these I do, I will find that my common difference is negative 4. And we can see that because our numbers are getting smaller by 4 each time, so we're subtracting 4. For the last one, it's not quite as easy to see because they're fractions. But again, we can find that common difference by subtracting any of our two fractions. So I could take the second term minus the first term. Well, then I got to get that common denominator there. And so I get 1/6. Or I could have took like my last two terms that are written there. I could have took the 5/3 minus the 3/2. Again, get your common denominator. And we still get that 1/6. So that just shows me that my common difference here is 1/6. Now, something to notice, on each of these, it gave me an equation at the end. That's the equation that could be used to find that sequence there. But notice about each one of them. On the first one here, that 3 is your slope. On the second one, that negative 4 is again your slope. Coincidence? I don't think so. But now on this one, the third one, it's a little harder to see. But remember, n plus 5 over 6 means n over 6 plus 5 over 6. Or you could have even written that then as 1/6 n plus 5 over 6. So once again, that 1/6 is your slope. So if I give you the equation, you know your common difference is going to be your slope.